That's a very interesting development in international affairs as well as international security. Having said that, I want to believe that His Excellency will have made the allegations he made based on the quality of intelligence or information placed before him. And history is replete with so many instances where not just states have blundered, but wars and battles have been lost due to inaccurate intelligence. Probably the due diligence wasn't done, or somewhere along the line there was a little clog in the wheels. So let me just quickly add that if our colonial master Britain has not established a military base in Nigeria, if United States, with all the relationships we have with them, tried but could not get us to accept the location of, or the locating of the headquarters of East Africa Command, then, I mean, it actually belies reasoning for anybody to think that Nigeria, under the current circumstances, will allow a French military base to be established.
So, what is your take on the recent video that allegedly showed French troops arriving Nigerian soil and being received by a senior Nigerian military officer?
That video is quite laughable, and I have seen a few Nigerians have come out to react to the veracity or the authenticity of that video. Now, the interesting thing about that video is the fact that the Nigerian senior military officer who actually was alleged to be welcoming French troops on Nigerian soil happens to be my humble self. And that video was shot in January 2013. As at that time, I was then the Nigerian Defense Attaché accredited to Mali. And what it showed simply was the Nigerian DA receiving the Nigerian contingent, a battalion that was that formed part of the African Peace Mission in Mali. So we had a battalion, and then we had a signal company, we had a combat service support company, and then of course we had the headquarter elements in the first headquarters, and we had an Air Force contingent or component that was stationed in Niger, specifically in Niamey, because of its closeness to northern Mali. So for anybody in their right sense to actually bring out such a video and allege that French troops were being received on Nigerian soils, it actually shows the lack of patriotism and the lack of loyalty to this nation. Let me quickly add that, of course, the reception was at Senu International Airport in Bamako, and we know that the French also had the SAF force, which worked alongside AFISMA, and then in July, when AFISMA rehatted into MINUSMA, that is to say the UN took over the operations, then the same French Saval force continued working alongside the UN. So the French forces that were shown there were actually Saval components of the French Saval operation force. And so, like I said earlier, it's an unfortunate disinformation. I wouldn't want to even call it operation, a gimmick. And the people who put it out there are the only ones who actually know what their self-serving motives and interests are. Thank you.
Okay, so it is a good thing right now you are in the studios of the International to really keep the records. I'd like to ask you, under international diplomacy, what should be Nigeria's next line of action as a sovereign nation in terms of its national security and relationship with its neighbors?
Well, as far as Nigerian national security is concerned, there's nothing as good as firm, secure borders. So I think first and foremost, we must continue along the line we are towing now, and that is ensuring robust kinetic military operations to make sure that the current security threats we are facing are neutralized. Security is peace and security are restored and then maintained. And I will be quick to add that it will be necessary to ensure that the civil authorities, the paramilitary forces, are given the requisite back and bite so that they could actually take over their natural constitutional roles for our military to move aside and reduce the military presence that we have everywhere. Now, concerning the issue of relationship, naturally there is no substitute to adept and smart diplomacy. And in international politics, I think the best use of power is the use of smart power. That is combining both carrot and the stick in a very, very smart manner. So we must maintain diplomatic ties with all our neighbors, Niger most importantly, because we share so many common history, common people, common traditions, and what have you. So while that is going on, we need to also open up back channels. Back channels need to be opened up so that there's that engagement, there is that understanding, and we need to close ranks. But most importantly, we need to understand that talking about security, there is no nation now that can go it alone. So there has to be that international collaboration, cooperation, and coordination. Okay. Because if you look at our northern borders, especially with relates to the issue of the Lakurawas, and even in the northeast, but more importantly in the northwest now, what they do is as soon as we apply pressure, they cross back into Niger. So there's a need for us to close ranks and ensure that CCC, coordination, collaboration, and coordination is maintained whenever we're going to carry out military operations. We need to work in concert with them. I know it has been going on, but now is the time to strengthen that and also ensure that we take it to the limits.
All right, Brigadier General, before I let you go, I'd like to draw your attention to the medal on your pocket. I'd like you to shed light on what it is you're putting on and what does it represent for you.
Okay, what this is a Chevalier de l'Ordre National du Mali. I was privileged, as at that time when I was defense attaché, I used to joke anytime Nigerian DAs are assembled to say that I was the only operational Nigerian DA because the Nigerian defense section was a birth of circumstance. The defense section was opened during the conflict in Mali, and we actually hit the ground running. So I participated. I was part of the mixed commission that negotiated all the peace agreements and arrangements. There was the military component under initially the AU, the AFISMA Force Commander, and when they rehearted to UN, it now came under MINUSMA. So the MINUSMA Force Commander was the chairman of that mixed commission, and so it was our responsibility to bring the warring factions together to first agree on terms and other issues before that is taken to the political masters. And it wasn't an easy task, and fortunately at the end of the day, the Nigerian DA's efforts in bringing peace to Mali was recognized, and the Minister of Defense, who represented the President honored me with this national honor. Chevalier de l'Ordre National du Mali.